Hi, this is Mary Kay. I'm going to show you a drawing and fun project to do with portraits. So what I'm going to do here is just a mustache, but you can do this with any full-on portrait. So what you need to do is get a copy of it. In this case, I like this little mustache, and the first prompt for Inktober is mustache. So what you do is you get one that is pretty much the same on both sides. Of course, nothing's perfectly symmetrical. And then you fold it in half. I taped it down, and then I put a piece of water-soluble graphite paper underneath it, and I traced this half only. Then I take that off and pull up the picture. I had taped it down so it wouldn't move. Oh, I don't want that to pull off. Let's see if I can get that little piece of tape to come off without ripping the paper. Uh-oh, this is taking too much time. Oh, it ripped off. Okay, that's okay. And then where you traced it, you actually just cut your picture in half. I'm gonna cut it this way. And I'm gonna tape this down. So I need 2 little pieces of tape. I use double stick tape. Okay, so there's one piece on, and here's the other piece. This is an old high school drawing lesson plan. I'm sure they do it in college too. You could do it with any age. And okay, here we go. Now the reason that I traced it, in the old days we used to just dig it into the paper, but I found out that it often messes up your marks. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this side of my picture, and I'm going to copy as much of this as I can. I want to get it to just really look like this, and then I'll add a little watercolor at the end. So I'm using a PN, a micron PN. So I don't really know who, I don't know at all who this person is. Just a nice mustache off the internet. I'm glad mustaches have come back. And in November, a lot of men grow mustaches to give their support for prostate cancer. Okay, so I'm just filling all this little mustache in with little bitty lines like this. This is taking a while, but some of the skin shows, especially at the top. It's kind of, here's where I can see that it's not symmetrical, because it goes over the lip more on this side. So I'm looking at the picture, and then I'm just making my marks. And this part's pretty thick in here. So I will put more marks over it, because you're not really even seeing the skin through here. one of the problems I see is that I can't tell my pencil marks that I drew from what's on the picture. So I'm going to erase these pencil marks so that I can see what's going on there better. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Okay. I thought that was extra hair, and it's just it was just the erasure debris. And then we have the lip line, actually. This nice little smile. And we have this. There's shadowing in this corner. I'm just going to kind of hashtag this, not hashtag, crisscross this. So some lines going this way, and then some lines going this way to just show that this corner is in shadow. That goes, that was that, and then here we have more shadow coming down, and this way really too, and then this is in shadow. The lip lines were definitely up and down here. It kind of gets lighter as the lip gets closer here. It's actually very light here. And these lips are more in shadow, so I'll put that more in shadow. Let's work on the nose. Okay, so the nose, the nostril is dark, the darkest maybe on the whole picture. And then here we have shadowing that goes to here. And the nose is shadowed. It has that little published 2023 there, which we just have to pretend isn't there at all. I don't have the capability to lift those out for you. So that's the inking that I'm going to do. And now I'm going to try to match the colors with my watercolors. So there goes my other, oh, that was my pencil. I'm not using, oh, I'm going to erase all the other marks now, except the outside here. So here. Okay, so I'm going to start with, I'm going to try and get that color of the flesh. I'm going to start with burnt sienna, very pale. I'm going to add permanent rose to it and see if I can get close. It actually looks pretty close. Yeah, so I'm just going to put a wash of this over this whole square. And I want to try to match the color perfectly. So it looks like it's a little darker than I've got it, so I'm just going to add a little more pigment, both burnt sienna and permanent rose, and see if this color's, yeah, that's actually, now that might be too dark now. Okay, so halfway in between. Maybe more pink, just less. It's almost got some purple in it. And I got the paper wet. I didn't want to do that, but I did. Maybe more pink, maybe a little bit of French. I don't know about that. I'll put this over here. No, this is darker, so I'll put a little bit of burnt sienna and French ultramarine blue into this corner, into the shadows. definitely want to get some of this in the nose. It's even darker than I have this here. So more pigment. Even a little bit more pigment. Okay, I'm going to try to make some dark brown. Dark brown is burnt sienna and French ultramarine blue, about 50-50. Maybe more like 65. Burnt sienna and, okay, let's just see how this does. Yeah, well, going over the ink, it really makes it dark. I like it. I didn't put the skin color underneath the mustache, which I wish I had done now. So I'll go back in later and do that. This is really fun, I have to say. And there are little speckles of light that show through the mustache, so it's okay to leave little bits of white paper showing. Okay. The nose, the nostril is darker. Now the lip. Let's get some lip in. So permanent rose, we know we're going to start with permanent rose. Is it just like, that's it, permanent rose? Is this lip just permanent rose? Maybe just a tiny bit of burnt sienna in it. That's pretty dang close. So now it's just a matter of water. Okay. So the highlighted areas of the lip have more water. And it also dries a little lighter. Watercolor dries a little lighter. And then I need to get that little shadow at where the lips meet. And there's a shadow right here. So all that is just more of the same pigment. I do see just the tiniest bit of French ultramarine blue into that too, because it's got the like purpley shadow. And then I want to put the skin color in behind the mustache here. There, so I just that, okay. I'm feeling like this color in here is not quite dark enough. The shadow of the nose coming in here. I wish this right here, this little spot is where I touched the picture with my wet brush, and so I kind of ruined it. It doesn't dry back straight because I don't have that good of an ink cartridge in my printer. So that, what I just did was burnt sienna and French ultramarine blue. I'm going to add some permanent rose to it. I'm trying to get the color of the shadow in the nose right here above the nostril. If I just layer that in, is that it? closer, much closer. Can't really see what's going on behind published, but we're just gonna fake it. Well, I think this is about as good as I can get it with the hash marks and so forth. So rather than belabor this, I'm gonna put a little bit more shadow down here in this corner. Maybe a little more in here. Oh, this, I've got to put this in. In addition to the marks, I have to put a little bit of shadow in this crevice here. It's a little darker than I've got it, so a little darker. Goes almost right up to there. So let's see, there's some pinkish color in the skin up here. And I think I don't quite have the color of the skin right. I think it has a little bit more of this pink in it, especially in below the nose. Yeah, that's actually closer to the picture. This part right here is pretty light. That's the lightest part of the little cheek there that we see. Okay. I'm gonna put a little bit more shadow right in this little part of the lip because it kind of goes in. So I can fuss with this, or I can just let this end here. I think I'm gonna be done. And that's our little trick for learning how to draw and paint portraits.